Hello, I'm Stuart Winter, the platform architect for Slackware on the ARM platform. I'm going to show you what I've been working on in the background as a little side project. I haven't got any timelines on it. Because I've been working on the all-in-one installer for x86, I wanted to see how I could bring that up on the x86 platform as well. So I've just hacked some stuff together, and I'm going to show you what that looks like. The idea behind this is that, on x86 64 machines these days, they don't come with optical media. The machine I'm going to show you today does actually have a CD drive, but that's because it's absolutely ancient. It must be like a 12-year-old x86 32-bit machine. So it's absolutely ancient. But yeah, for x86 64s, they don't generally come with optical media. So I thought, how can we make the installation experience more, frictionless, really, on the x86, 64 and 32-bit platform. So in this video, I'll just show you what I've done so far and just the stuff I've hacked together manually. Okay, so this is how it might look on the x86 with the all-in-one installer. So I've got my USB stick, and the idea is that we could provide perhaps about 5 GB or so images that you copy onto your USB stick. So quite simply, you turn on the laptop. Now this is a really old IBM ThinkPad X300. Maybe it looks new, but it's really far from new. Oh, forgot. I don't use x86s that much, as you can tell. Let's reboot, because I need to actually boot off the USB stick. So let's interrupt the boot sequence, and hopefully USB is in there. Yes, it is. So let's scroll down to USB and boot. And there we go. So what you can see here is the boot menu. And so the idea is that here, I've just been playing around with it at the moment. So you can see there's currently two options, and this is just for the x86 32-bit platform. I haven't tested it on the x86 64 yet. But the idea is there'll be perhaps a couple of different options. And one of the great things about this is that, as you can see, if you press Tab, you can inspect and you can change the boot parameters really easily. So this second one that I've highlighted here sets the password for the installer. So if you're booting it over the network, by default, the Slackware installer, not the OS, the installer, doesn't have a password. So on the network, that's not ideal. So what you can do is you can set the password here, like this. As you can see, I've already got a super secure password here. And I can just change it to password and make it even more secure. Okay, so this is the first thing. This is just what I'm playing around with at the moment. This boot menu that you see here is using Sys Linux. It's got video drivers built into it, I think. I haven't played around with that yet, but I should be able to position the logo on here as well. That's my hope anyway. But at the moment, I've just hacked it all together by hand, just to get it working. So then we press enter like that, as you'd expect, and the kernel boots, and the installer will also boot. Okay, it'll be coming up in a moment. Maybe you could see there the root password was changed as it booted. Okay, so I'll select myself a key map. All right, and then we do setup. Oh, as it happens on this machine, because this is one of my surviving 32-bit test machines, x86 test machines, you can see I've got my partition tables already sorted out. I don't have the mouse driver in the installer, but yeah, so you can see there's the Linux swap partition and Linux, so I don't need to set up any partitions there. So we just run the setup tool. I've done key map. Let's add swap. Yeah, we'll format it with ext4. This is the slowest hard drive in the universe. I don't know if it's just that the computer itself is really slow. It is a bit slow, but the hard drive is like the slowest thing I've ever used. It's actually makes this machine almost unusable as a desktop, unfortunately, but there you go. Yeah, so that's that. Now here's where AIO kicks in. And this is, as you'll see, this is the same on AArch64. So it tells you, I found the Slackware media on the USB tree. Do you want to use it? If you press no, then you'll be presented with the standard list of options from which you can, from where you can install over NFS. What's the other one? USB, HTTP, and some other stuff. But we're going to say yes because I want to use the media. That's kind of the point of it. There we go. Install. And we'll do a full install, and then I will come back after I've cooked my chili con carne and we'll finish off the installation. So let's finish off the installation here. So we'll skip making a boot disk. We'll install simple, we'll do standard. Yeah. I'm basically just going to accept the defaults for pretty much everything. What should we call this one? Oh yes, this one's called dev32, isn't it? Example.com. Don't need that. Network manager, yes. Great. Yes, keep everything. No, no, Europe. Well, doesn't really matter because I'm not going to use this, but that'll do. Let's not use KDE. Let's try that. I don't even know if I typed that in right now. Yeah, I did. Okay. Okay, so now it tells us to remove the USB stick from the machine. So pull it out. Okay, done, and reboot. It's a standard Slackware installer. The only difference is that it's packaged on a USB stick, and it detects, the installer detects that the Slackware packages are on this stick, and it mounts the file system and installs all the packages from there. It's the same installer as currently on x86. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, so there we go. This is going to take a while because it's the first boot, so it needs to prepare some stuff, and also because it's like the slowest machine in the universe, with possibly the slowest hard drive in the universe as well. As you can see, I don't even have a cover on the side of this. It's that old, it fell out, and then I think the hard drive broke and I had to buy a new one off eBay or something like that. I didn't choose the fastest one by the looks of it. Okay. And there we go. Almost there. I need to stir my chili con carne, hold on. Just in time as well because it almost got stuck to the frying pan. Right, so there we go, and let's make ourselves, see if I remember that password, good, and to use test. Pass, yeah, there we go. Okay, so test, pass, start X, and we all should be there. I actually only use this 32-bit machine for, well, actually not a lot at all. Actually, this is the first time I've used it in probably 3 years. I dragged it out of the filing cabinet to work on the on this installation stuff. So I assume everything still works on here. Yeah, everything, it all looks good so far. You can hear, I don't know if you can hear that grinding away. Oh yeah, there's nothing like a good hard drive, is there? A good hard drive just with the heads banging around. You know, what's funny is that on the Rock Pro 64, XFCE would have already been here. We would have already been using it. But yeah, this machine is so unbelievably slow. It's untrue. I don't even know what spec this is actually. What is this thing? How much RAM does it have? Oh, crikey. Okay, it's got virtually no RAM. Okay, no wonder it's partly slow. The disk is incredibly slow though as well. But Okay, but there's XFCE. Cool. Yeah. So there we go. Yeah, that's as easy as it could be. I mean, you don't need, there's no Wi-Fi running on here. In fact, the installer doesn't even support Wi-Fi. It does support Ethernet though, but there's no Ethernet here. Just a laptop. All we've got is just plugged into the power, and that's basically it. So that's a really easy way of installing Slackware. All right, so there you go. As you can see, it works on 32-bit x86. So the next thing is I'm going to play around with it and get it working on x86 64. And also need to play around with the boot menu and play around with the options and try and get video stood up properly, so I can have we can have perhaps the logo on there or something like that. I don't know. It looks like that should be an option, but I don't know how well it plays cross-platform. I don't know if we'll end up using this in a project or not, but it's just something I'm hacking on, so I thought I'd share it with you. If you like the channel, like and subscribe and all of that stuff. And if you like it, you can also donate. Please have a look at the links on the screen at the end of the video right now, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.